So I am recording this Monday night before our April 1st challenge start date. So if you've already joined the Facebook group, I put some files out there that will make it super easy for you to print out. I'm old school and I love to be able to print things out, mark them up, find what works for me, find what doesn't. So I want to show you two pieces of collateral that I put out there on the Facebook group. The first one, and I'll post pictures as well, but the first one is this meal plan guide for week 1. Okay, and so we'll have, obviously, Monday, we didn't have a dinner because it's today, but it will take you all the way Tuesday through Sunday, and I hope to post week 2's meal plan and all its collateral probably on Friday to give you enough time over the weekend to shop for it and everything. So apologies that this one went out late, but real life, you know? Okay, so let's talk through the way that we're gonna have this over the next few weeks. I am going to always post a meal plan. It will have I focus on the dinners because breakfast and lunch, you can prioritize as leftovers. You can also prioritize just not eating them. It just depends on whatever it is that works for you and your hunger levels and your real hunger cues, right? Which is what we're learning this first week is when are we actually really hungry? Having a diet that's full of carbs and sugar can make you feel like you're hungry a lot of the time when you're actually really not. Your body's really not hungry. It just maybe might crave something with higher carbs or sweetness, okay? So your breakfast ideas are gonna be listed out here. I just give some random ideas that if you're eating at home or if you're gonna be eating out, what you can do. Same thing with lunch. We have several different options here. If you're eating in, this first box, it'll tell you some really quick tips and tricks for making lunch at home or leveraging leftovers. And then if you're going to be eating out, maybe you work outside of the home or you're gonna be meeting friends, it'll have the genre of restaurant here and then it'll tell you some ideas that I would get at each one of those restaurants. And then of course, dinner is listed here. I also have a generic kind of grocery list that goes along with this meal plan. So let's talk through real quick each day. Okay, so tomorrow night is going to be a taco bowl. I am actually gonna go grab the ground beef and show you exactly what I'll be making up. To take 2 of these packets, you can get this triple package over at Costco, but I'm gonna take 2, and each one is a 1 pound pack, so I'm gonna do at least 2 pounds. To be honest, I have a football player in the family who's prioritizing protein along with us in this challenge. So I'm probably actually gonna do all 3 of these. I will use 2 to 3 packets of the Siete taco seasoning to make our taco bowls. I actually don't really drain this. This is pretty, well actually this is not lean. This is 80% lean and 20% fat. So I probably will drain off some of this fat, but I will leave a little bit of fat in the pan to mix in with the seasoning. When you are going carnivore, the fats are your friends, so you're not trying to get rid of all of them, but I will incorporate the seasoning packets in it. And then what I will do is I will layer this ground taco meat at the bottom of the bowl, put in some shredded cheese on top, serve with sour cream. If you're tolerant, I absolutely use avocados. These have been out here. A tip that might be super helpful for you is if you want to know if your avocado is ready and it might feel, you don't really want to press on it because it can be a bruise. If you get ones with the stem in, you can pop that stem out. And if you'll notice, I don't know, can you see, Jonathan? If you see close enough, that is green inside. And so you know that it's ready to eat. So I always try to make sure that I get one with a stem still in it so that when it feels a little bit soft, these have been out on the counter for about 3 or 4 days because they were very, very green to begin with. And so I've just let them, when I know that I'm gonna have taco bowls, I get avocados a couple of days before and you pop that stem out, it's green, it's good to go. So you can mash that up with just some salt and garlic powder, or you can slice it up and be real fancy. But yeah, I'll do that with sour cream, grated cheese. So that is night 1. Okay, so for Wednesday night, we are going to take a cast iron skillet. I'm Southern, y'all, so we do a lot of stuff with the cast iron skillet. You're going to get it really hot. You're going to leverage your avocado oil spray, and you're gonna spray that real good. And I would not put butter in because when you're searing this, this has skin on, bone in. You're going to put the skin side that's seasoned very well down on the bottom here, and you're gonna really sear that. And then When you flip it over, you're gonna put a little bit of chicken broth or beef broth or whatever kind of broth you have just at the bottom. You're gonna put it in the oven to finish it off, and it's gonna be delicious. You're gonna serve that with a side of cottage cheese, and that will just be a really filling, satiating meal. Look at Thursday night. Thursday night is steak with burrata. Jonathan, why don't you grab the picanha from the fridge? So, super easy to do a ribeye. I will link down below in the description the reel to doing just a simple ribeye steak in a cast iron skillet, because that's typically how I do it, and I finish it off in the oven. Jonathan got a picanha, like a full, it's 2 picanhas that are in here. So he'll split this up, and then how do you cut it?
With the grain.
He cuts it with the grain.
To cook like steaks, so that when it's done, you cut it against the grain.
There you go, to cook like steaks. But this is all his department. So we will be having steak. We will be having steak with some burrata. I have the green goddess dressing that I'm gonna be making. I would suggest y'all make it too. It is delicious, and it makes you feel like you're having a cheat during the first week on the challenge, but it is so, so good. And all I do is I open up my burrata just with a fork and a knife, and I pour a little bit of that green goddess dressing in there, and it's chef's kiss good. Okay, so then on Friday, a lot of people in this Easter season are doing fish, or they're doing like I love that Jonathan's opening up his Coke during the middle. His Coke Zero. I was like, could you be any louder? Okay, so I'm gonna do a tilapia. I'm gonna dredge it in an egg wash, and then I'm just gonna do pork panko, and I'll show you what that looks like. Porking Good has pork panko you can buy on Amazon. This pork panko is available locally in my HEB, and I think it's at most major grocery stores. You should be able to find this. So, and I'm gonna dredge my tilapia in it. I'm gonna put it in my air fryer. I'm gonna fry that up, and I'm going to have a shrimp cocktail with that. And I do have a tartar sauce reel recipe that you can use. It is noted on here a little bit as well. Okay, so that's Friday. Saturday is one of my favorites. It's pork ribeyes. If you cannot find pork ribeyes, they're gonna have that redder meat as opposed to your pork loins that are gonna be the paler pork meat. But I love pork ribeyes. So hopefully you can find a value pack. Walmart typically has them, HEB has them, and I love these. I season them up real good, and I'm gonna put them in the air fryer. I'm not gonna dredge them in pork panko. I'm just gonna put them in the air fryer, seasoned very well. And I'm going to cook it a couple minutes on each side until it hits about 134, 137 with an instant read thermometer. And I'm gonna pull them because they will rise to 140 degrees very easily. They continue to have that residual cooking after you pull them out. And then I'm going to very simply make in a saucepan to the side, I'm going to take butter, heavy whipping cream, and Parmesan, and a little bit of Dijon mustard, probably about a tablespoon or 2. And I'm gonna mix that up and reduce it. And it is a heavenly sauce to go on top of that pork ribeye. And that would be Saturday. And then Sunday is super easy because Saturday night, if you go to church on Sunday morning, you can start your Mississippi pot roast. You can start it the night before, just put it on low, 12 hours will be great. So, and then it'll just keep on warm until you get back from church. Or you can start it early on Sunday morning, do all your activities, and then have it for a later supper. But that is gonna be our first week, okay? And I went through a lot of snacks on here, so I also put some snack ideas for you. I love the chomp sticks. They're great, clean ingredients. I love the Archer Farms, again, clean ingredients. You can find these in bulk at Costco, so they make them much more affordable. And then cheese sticks by Tillamook. If you go to Costco, I'll put a Costco haul up here. Y'all, they have tons of cheese options there, which is great. And of course, if you want to be more economical, you can cut up your own little cheese sticks and take on the go. Pepperoni slices are phenomenal. Wild chips, and I'll show you that brand right now. You can tell I have all of this stuff right off to the side. Wild chips are fantastic. Chicharrones are amazing as well. And then my HEB has blue cheese stuffed olives, and they are phenomenal, and they are really, really great as a kind of a good, dense snack to have that feel like a cheat, but they're not. I would also encourage you, definitely be prioritizing protein, right? Because obviously we're eating meat. And just make sure that you're not wasting a whole bunch of calories on things like Fairlife protein shakes. They're okay and they have their purpose, but you should be sourcing, especially these first few weeks, the majority of your food and your protein coming from really good, solid meat choices, right? Meat first, cheese secondary, and dairy third as far as your quantities or your volumes go. Okay, that being said, y'all, these are just part of your toolkit. If you want to simplify your process and you just want to prioritize having a steak every day this week, or maybe you love chicken thighs and you just want to grill out some chicken thighs and have that in bulk, make it as simple as you want. There is nothing wrong with just prioritizing meat, water, electrolytes, and making sure that you're staying on track. If you're having a very busy week at work, then, by all means, go to In-N-Out, go to Whataburger, get those hamburger patties, add a slice of cheese to it. All of these are just here to help you. If you want to try different things and you want to expand on your taste profile, these are really great, helpful parts of your toolkit. The Facebook group is there for us to encourage one another, ask questions, share pictures of our meals so that we can inspire one another.